In the desolate expanse of the ocean's heart, where the sun's embrace is a distant memory and the chilling touch of the deep permeates all, there exists a realm of darkness. It is here that the true horror of the alien threat first became evident. For it was not just battleships that perished in the unforgiving depths of the Pacific, but also the souls of men, swallowed by the abyss and lost to eternity. And now, in the depths of this watery grave, something stirs. A malevolent presence awakened from its slumber, nursing wounds that have festered for years. The year is 2025, and the world is a canvas painted with the hues of caution. For since the catastrophic events of the first battleship encounter, the scars of war have become a permanent fixture upon the steel bones of the Earth's mightiest carriers and destroyers, a grim reminder of the day humanity's fate hung in the balance. Yet amidst the ruins of that harrowing conflict, a glimmer of hope emerged. Humanity, resilient and defiant, began the arduous task of rebuilding, forging new alliances and constructing vessels more formidable than any that had come before. Faster, more lethal and armored with cutting-edge technology, these new ships became the bulwarks of a desperate hope. At the heart of this naval resurgence stands Commander Jonas Kane, a name whispered with reverence and respect among the salty ranks of the sea. But beneath the steely resolve that has become his trademark lies a man tormented by the specters of the past, a past he cannot escape, a past that continues to haunt him like a persistent fog. For it was he who led the charge in the last war, he who stared into the abyss and emerged scarred but unbroken. And now, as the world braces for a new onslaught, a new horror rising from the ocean's dark womb, it is Kane who must lead the charge once more. But the enemy they face this time is not of this world. It is a force that has lain dormant, gathering strength in the cold, dark depths, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. And as the shadows lengthen and the seas churn, one question echoes in the minds of men. Can humanity, still bearing the wounds of the past, withstand the horrors that lie in wait? Or will it be swept away by the rising tide of darkness? For the fate of the world hangs in the balance, teetering on the edge of an abyss that yawns beneath the waves. As the Earth's oceans transform into the largest battlefield our planet has ever seen, the stakes grow higher and the personal stories deeper. Massive carriers clash with alien motherships in a deadly ballet of lasers and missiles. Meanwhile, deep below the waves, submarines glide through the darkness, hunted by alien drones that cut through the water like deadly predators in the night. Above the surface, fighter jets scream across the skies, weaving between bolts of plasma fire that scorch the heavens. In one heart-stopping sequence, the USS Leviathan leads a strike group into the Mariana Trench. There, hidden in the crushing depths, lies a massive alien command station protected by swarms of biomechanical ships. Railguns blaze, and the seas explode with fury as the battle for the Mariana Trench rages. It's a desperate fight, a testament to the tenacity and bravery of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming odds. But the war is not just about steel and fire. It's also about the profound impact it has on the human psyche. For Kane, Hopper, and Stroud, the weight of their responsibilities presses down on them like a physical burden. Kane, a man already shaped by loss, now finds himself battling not just the enemy, but also the demons within. He's haunted by the faces of the soldiers under his command, each with their own story, their own hopes and dreams. As he leads his team into one perilous mission after another, we see him wrestle with the moral complexities of war, questioning the cost of victory and the true meaning of sacrifice. Hopper, too, is a man transformed by the war. A natural leader, he finds himself torn between his loyalty to his men and the crushing pressure of global responsibility. As he makes life-or-death decisions that affect not just his crew but the fate of the entire planet, we see him grapple with the consequences of his actions and the burden of leading in the face of overwhelming odds. And then there's Admiral Stroud, the seasoned commander who has seen more than his share of battles. He's a man who has dedicated his life to duty and honor. but now finds himself facing an enemy unlike any he's ever seen before. In his eyes, we see the cost of every decision, the lives lost and the sacrifices made. Yet despite the grim reality of war, he remains steadfast, a beacon of hope in a sea of darkness. As the battle for the Mariana Trench rages, the crew of the USS Leviathan make a stand against impossible odds. They fight not just for territory or resources, but for the very survival of humanity. With their backs against the wall, they dig deep, drawing strength from their bonds of brotherhood, their unbreakable connection to their ship, and their unwavering belief in the cause they fight for. In the heart of the action, we see ordinary men doing extraordinary things. We watch as they confront their fears, push through exhaustion, and make the ultimate sacrifice for each other and for the world they're fighting to protect. The ocean around them churns and boils, a testament to the intensity of the battle raging above and below the waves. It's a fight to the death, a desperate struggle for survival. Amidst the chaos and destruction, one thing becomes clear. This is no longer a war about territory or resources. This is a war about survival itself, a battle to determine the fate of humanity. The men of the USS Leviathan embody the indomitable spirit of humankind, refusing to give up in the face of overwhelming odds. Their courage inspires those around them, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can never be broken. The narration underscores the gravity of the situation, reminding us that this is a war unlike any other. The enemy is relentless, the stakes are impossibly high, and the cost of defeat is the extinction of the human race. But amidst the horror and devastation, there is a glimmer of hope. The men of the USS Leviathan, along with the brave souls fighting across the globe, embody the tenacity and resilience of the human spirit. They are ordinary people thrust into extraordinary circumstances, forced to confront their deepest fears and make the ultimate sacrifice for the survival of their species. As the battle for the Mariana Trench reaches its climax, we are reminded that this is more than just a war. It's a testament to the strength and determination of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. It's a story of courage, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bonds of brotherhood forged in the fires of conflict. The climax is an inferno of war. Missiles light up the skies. Alien warships rain down destruction. The Leviathan is battered by fire on all sides. In the chaos, Cain makes the ultimate choice. He steers the Leviathan directly into the alien disruptor. The ship becomes both weapon and martyr, tearing through the alien defenses before detonating in a blaze of fury. The explosion shatters the ocean floor, destroying the disruptor and saving the planet, but at the cost of the greatest ship ever built and its commander. Silence. The seas calm, the skies clear. Humanity survives. Hopper stands at the shoreline, watching the waves crash where Cain's ship once sailed. Aboard the flagship, Admiral Stroud addresses the world, not with triumph, but with humility. The war has been won, but the ocean still holds secrets, and enemies may still lurk in the depths. From the best-selling author of The Hunger Games comes the thrilling tale of humanity's struggle for survival against a relentless underwater enemy. The Pacific, 2067. It's been 3 months since the global catastrophe that sank entire cities and unleashed horrors from the deep. All that remains of the U.S. Navy is a skeleton crew of ships and submarines, desperately trying to hold back the tide of relentless attacks from the depths. With dwindling resources and mounting casualties, humanity's last hope lies in Project Leviathan, a top-secret weapon of unimaginable power. When a massive alien vessel emerges from the ocean, it seems humanity's fate is sealed. But then a legend returns to lead a final desperate mission. John Hopper, legendary captain of the ill-fated submarine that started it all. Now, bearing the scars of his past and haunted by the lives lost under his command, Hopper must confront the ghosts of his crew as he leads the fight for his nation's survival. Together they race against time to unleash the full force of the Leviathan before it's too late. With stunning action and heart-pounding suspense, this underwater thriller takes you on a wild ride through treacherous waters and into the darkest depths of the ocean where danger lurks around every corner. From the crushing pressure of the deep sea to the terrifying creatures that dwell there, the ocean itself becomes a character in this epic battle for survival. As the fate of humanity hangs in the balance, Hopper and his crew must face their greatest fears and push themselves to the limits to unleash the most powerful weapon ever created. But as the Leviathan awakens, ancient forces stir in the darkness, threatening to destroy everything humanity has fought so hard to protect. With echoes of World War II and the Cold War, The Hunger Games explores a new front in the war for our survival. Now available in paperback, The Hunger Games will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very last page. Don't miss out on this must-read thriller that has captured the hearts and minds of readers worldwide. Grab your copy today and dive into the depths of a world where survival is a daily struggle, and hope is a flickering flame in the darkness. From the best-selling author of The Hunger Games comes a new novel of heart-pounding suspense. When a massive alien vessel emerges from the ocean, it seems humanity's fate is sealed. But then a legend returns to lead a final desperate mission. Now available in paperback, don't miss out on this thrilling tale of survival against all odds. Grab your copy today and dive into a world where the ocean holds both the key to our salvation and the horrors that threaten to destroy us. The ocean is vast, the silence is endless, and in the shadows, something always waits. The ocean lies calm, but its silence is not peace. It is morning. The Battle of the Mariana Trench has ended, and with it, the sacrifice of the USS Leviathan and its commander. But the scars of war do not fade with victory. Across the globe, shattered cities are left smoldering, harbors reduced to wreckage and coastlines scarred by the fury of alien fire. The people of Earth gather in grief and awe, united by the memory of the men and women who gave their lives. Naval cemeteries are filled with new names, etched in steel and stone, remembered by families who look to the sea with tears and pride. But beneath the mourning lies a question whispered by leaders and civilians alike. Is it over? The world watches as Taylor Kitsch's Lieutenant Hopper, his face a mask of fatigue and grief, steps off the deck of the USS Ronald Reagan and onto the tarmac of an American aircraft carrier. The salt-crusted hero of the hour, he stands not as a conquering soldier, but as a man burdened by the cost of war. His uniform, once crisp, is now rumpled, mirroring the state of a world in turmoil. Behind him, the massive silhouette of the carrier looms, a symbol of both American power and the uneasy truce that has settled over the Pacific. In the somber halls of the White House, President Rahman sits in the Oval Office, the weight of the world pressing down on him. His gaze is fixed on a holographic display depicting the scarred landscape of Earth, a stark reminder of the devastation wrought by the war. The faces of world leaders are grim, their shoulders slumped as they huddle around a table littered with maps and data pads. They are men and women who once held the fate of their nations in their hands. But now they are brought low by a common enemy. They are the leaders of Earth. And they have come together in a show of unity not seen since the end of World War II. And so the great powers of Earth gather for a historic summit, a meeting of titans who once competed for dominance on a peaceful ocean. Now they stand shoulder to shoulder against the specter of an alien resurgence. The Naval Force Initiative, once a military experiment, has now become the bedrock of global defense. Rivalries are set aside, ideologies put on hold, for there can be no peace between nations until there is peace between the oceans. The summit continues late into the night, a flurry of diplomatic activity punctuated only by the soft hum of the lights and the rustle of important papers. Outside, the world anxiously awaits the outcome of these talks, hoping that the dawn will bring not just a new day, but a new era of peace. As the sun rises, casting a hopeful glow over the horizon, the world watches with bated breath as Taylor Kitsch's Lieutenant Hopper addresses the assembled leaders. He does not speak as a politician, nor does he brandish weapons of war. Instead, he bears witness to the sacrifices made and the horrors witnessed, reminding all that the true battle was not against the depths, but against the darkness within. With every word, he weaves a tapestry of loss, underscoring the need for unity and caution. The enemy may be vanquished, but vigilance must remain. And so the International Oceanic Defense Command is born, a coalition of Earth's mightiest navies, a testament to humanity's indomitable spirit. But as the celebrations subside and the ink on the treaties dries, a sense of foreboding lingers in the hearts of many. For what new horrors might lurk in the unexplored depths of the ocean? As the camera pans across the faces of the assembled world leaders, their expressions a mixture of determination and fear, one thing becomes clear. The fight for the seas, for Earth itself, is far from over. For Hopper, the war may be over, but the battle within himself has only begun. Haunted by the sacrifice of Commander Kane, he struggles to carry the weight of a fallen leader. He sees Kane's face in every sunrise over the sea, hears his voice in every creak of the battleship decks. To lead the next generation, he must first forgive himself for surviving when others did not. Admiral Stroud, too, faces his own storm. In the halls of politics, he must navigate the greed of those who see opportunity in war, those who would weaponize alien technology not for defense, but for domination. He becomes the guardian not just of oceans, but of morality itself. Years pass, but the oceans never rest. With alien technology now studied and integrated, humanity builds a new fleet. Hybrid ships armed with plasma cannons, stealth systems, and drones guided by advanced AI. But the deeper question remains, are these weapons truly ours? Or do they make us more like the enemy we fear? Scientists warn of the risks. The ocean itself begins to change, disturbed by alien energy that lingers in the depths. Strange storms rise without warning, magnetic fields disrupt global navigation, and sea life mutates in ways beyond comprehension. It becomes clear, the alien war was not just fought on Earth. It has scarred the planet itself. From the wreckage of the first war emerges a terrifying revelation. Fragments of captured data reveal that the alien fleet Earth faced was not the full force. It was only a vanguard, a scouting army testing humanity's defenses. Beyond the stars lies an empire vast and ruthless, now aware that Earth is not only inhabited, but resistant. The narration darkens. They did not come for conquest. They came to measure our strength. And now, with their vanguard destroyed, the full invasion is inevitable. As humanity prepares for the coming storm, a new generation of heroes rises. There's Riley, a young pilot haunted by the loss of her parents in the initial alien attack. She finds solace and purpose in the stars, determined to protect Earth from the shadows of the past. Then there's Jace, a brilliant engineer and former hacker who uses his skills to outsmart the enemy, blurring the lines between offense and defense in a desperate bid for survival. But even as Earth forges ahead, a sense of dread grows. For with each passing day, the alien presence grows stronger. Decoding the enemy's language reveals chilling plans, a methodical strategy to subjugate and drain the resources of every planet they encounter. Riley and Jace, along with the remnants of the once great fleet, prepare for the ultimate test. What follows is a symphony of light and darkness, of courage and despair, of hope and annihilation. As Earth's fate hangs in the balance, one question echoes across the stars. Can humanity, still reeling from the scars of the past, unite to face an enemy that's more advanced, more ruthless, and more determined than ever before? Or will the mistakes of yesterday doom them all to an even darker tomorrow? In this epic conclusion, the lines between hero and villain blur. The enemy, once seen as monolithic and merciless, reveals a chilling capacity for adaptation and cunning. Faced with annihilation, they make a desperate gamble, targeting the one thing Earth still holds dear, its past. The narrative takes a sharp turn, forcing humanity to confront not just an external threat, but the ghosts of their history. With the fate of Earth hanging in the balance, the remaining fleet members must make an agonizing choice: destroy the enemy and risk becoming the very thing they despise, or find a way to stop the invasion without sacrificing their humanity. The story reaches its crescendo, not in a blaze of laser fire, but in a heart-wrenching display of unity, sacrifice, and the indomitable spirit of exploration. As the dust settles, one thing becomes clear: the true battle for Earth has just begun. The enemy may be vanquished, but the war for the soul of humanity has only begun. A decade has passed since the fall of old Earth. In the wake of the Great War, as the young sapling grew into a strong tree bearing the fruit of victory, peace has come again to the solar system. The Navy established academies on New Earth, train a new generation of soldiers. Sons and daughters of sailors lost in the Great War, trained in the shadow of their parents' sacrifice, these new recruits carry the torch of the naval force. They are sharper, faster, stronger than any of the previous generation, born into a world where war is not memory, but destiny. Under the guidance of Master Chief Petty Officer Hopper, humanity's greatest hero from the war, these new soldiers prepare for the day when they may have to take up arms. He trains them with the same intensity he faced when he served under Commander Kane, a man whose name echoes through the halls of the Academy, a legend who gave his life for the survival of humanity. But as Hopper trains the new generation, he warns them: weapons may win battles, but only sacrifice wins wars. And so they train, honing their bodies and minds, learning the ways of the naval force, preparing for the day when they may have to sail into the unknown, carrying with them the hopes and dreams of a new Earth. In the year since the war, humanity has built stronger fleets, forged new alliances with the alien races, prepared for any eventuality. But now it is time to test that preparedness. As the fleets spread out across the ocean, a signal rises from the deepest trench on Earth, even deeper than Mariana, a place no human ship has ever reached. This signal is not human. It is not even alien in the way we once knew. It is something far older than either. Something stirs beneath the ocean floor, something that has slept for millennia, something that has been awakened by the war above. And as the fleets prepare for the enemy among the stars, they may soon discover that the greatest threat was here all along. And so the story comes full circle back to where it began. The ocean that has been humanity's shield and its battlefield, its sanctuary and its graveyard. Now, as the enemy stirs beneath the waves, the stakes have never been higher. The ocean that once gave life to humanity now holds the key to its survival. Just as the commander sacrificed himself to save the world, the new generation must face the darkness that lurks in the ocean's depths. The final battle, the ultimate test, the war that will determine the fate of humanity once and for all. The narration slows, heavy with emotion. The weight of the sacrifice, the magnitude of the loss, the hope for a better future. Humanity has endured so much. They have faced the horrors of war, the devastation of a dying Earth, the struggle to survive in the vast emptiness of space. But through it all, they have never lost sight of what truly matters. The importance of sacrifice, the power of hope, the strength of unity. Commander Kane's sacrifice is remembered not as an end, but as a beginning. Every sailor who steps aboard a ship, every pilot who takes to the skies, carries his memory like a compass, guiding them through the darkest of nights. Humanity knows the war ahead will be greater than any before. The ocean has become both a shield and a battlefield, both a sanctuary and a graveyard. And as humanity looks to the horizon, it knows that survival is no longer about winning wars, but enduring them. The sea is endless. The war is eternal, and in the heart of every wave, the shadow of the enemy still lingers.